My husband kicked me out after believing his daughter's lies. Stick with me while I share my story, and if it touches you, don't forget to support our channel by hitting that subscribe button, dropping a like, and sharing it with the people you care about. Cold night air surrounded Lark as disbelief settled deep inside her chest. Marriage vows shattered within minutes, replaced by suspicion she never earned. Evan's eyes held judgment, not love. Accusations felt rehearsed, poison delivered through Morel's tears. No questions followed, no patience offered. A single suitcase marked the end of safety, warmth, belonging. Silence screamed louder than anger. Pavement became witness to humiliation, confusion, heartbreak. She stood alone, strength trembling yet unbroken, realizing loyalty meant nothing when deception wore a child's face. That moment rewired her future. Pain carved clarity. Truth would wait, but it would rise. Early union formed during quiet seasons. Partnership grew around routines, promises, shared meals. Her partner carried grief from past loss, parenthood shaped household rhythms. Youthful resident watched closely, learning power through silence. New spouse entered hoping stability, kindness, patience. Effort showed daily through chores, care, compromise, listening. Acceptance felt distant despite generosity. Walls stayed polite yet cool. Trust seemed conditional, fragile, easily bent. Home felt temporary, balanced on approval. She sensed testing glances, measured sighs, subtle traps. Love demanded constant proof. Peace required endurance. Family harmony depended on pleasing others. That foundation mattered later, explaining why disbelief cut deeply. Bonds built on imbalance crack fast when pressure arrives. Marriage here began uneven, tender yet tense, setting stage for rupture ahead. Commitment carried hope alongside caution. Shared finances, schedules, celebrations progressed carefully. Her voice stayed gentle, observant, restrained. Authority rested elsewhere, shaping choices, limits. Respect required earning repeatedly. Security never settled fully. Each morning began cautious, each evening closed unresolved. Smiles masked strain. Quiet endurance defined beginnings, not comfort, safety, permanence. Polite expressions appeared outside, laughter offered toward neighbors, teachers, guests. Doors closing changed everything. Sharp remarks followed hallways, timed moments, kitchen corners. Voice carried intention meant cutting, precise, rehearsed. Each phrase pressed deeper, testing limits, claiming control. Authority stayed silent nearby, distracted, convinced peace existed. Woman sensed danger growing slowly, pressure tightening daily. Sleep shortened, appetite faded, confidence thinned. Careful steps replaced comfort. Eyes searched rooms before speaking. Kindness returned nothing. Respect demanded surrender. Pain gathered quietly, unseen, untreated. Nights stretched longer, mornings arrived heavier. Love felt conditional, fragile, dependent upon approval from youth learning manipulation early. Adult partner missed warning signs repeatedly, choosing ease over awareness. Loneliness expanded despite shared roof. Strength hid beneath calm responses, practiced patience, forced grace. Survival required silence, endurance, calculation. Every insult etched memory, preparing resolve later. That tension shaped decisions afterward, fueling courage when truth finally demanded daylight. Hurt matured toward determination. Heart learned observation, restraint, timing. Storm waited beneath surface, ready. Dark hours brought confrontation sudden, sharp, final. Claim launched across room carried weight meant destruction. Precious items connected to memory, loss, legacy became weapon. Blame landed squarely upon shoulders already strained. Shock froze movement, breath stalled, disbelief rang loud. No chance granted for explanation, defense, reason. Judgment arrived instantly, fueled by loyalty misplaced. Trust collapsed without pause. Eyes once gentle hardened, voice turned cold, distant, official. Guilt assigned before facts surfaced. Silence forced acceptance of injustice. Heart raced while dignity crumbled. Truth stood nearby yet ignored completely. Authority chose convenience instead of clarity. Betrayal struck deeper than accusation itself. Grief weaponized through false narrative cut mercilessly. Woman recognized position clearly then, expendable, replaceable, unheard. Love vanished under assumption. That moment fractured marriage beyond repair. Hope dimmed fast. Resolve sparked quietly. Wrong would not remain buried. Consequences waited patiently. Lies gained temporary power, but foundations built upon deceit fail eventually. Memory of that accusation burned permanently, shaping next steps carefully, strategically, without mercy. Pain sharpened awareness. Future direction shifted sharply. Justice required patience, strength, timing. Night ended innocence. Suitcase filled hurriedly by spouse signaled exile. Harsh verdict delivered through clenched jaw erased years instantly. No dialogue permitted, resistance met forceful escort toward street darkness. Footsteps echoed down steps, doors slammed, locks clicked. Shelter vanished within seconds. Shock numbed senses, disbelief froze limbs. Night air bit skin while options collapsed. Pride swallowed tears, survival instincts activated. Friends unreachable, savings limited, future uncertain. Marriage ended without hearing. Trust disintegrated through blind allegiance. Streetlights watched silently as reality settled. Clothing thin, phone dying, hope fragile. Yet clarity emerged, cruelty revealed character. Leaving property stripped illusions permanently. Resolve formed slowly, replacing fear. This removal marked lowest point yet ignited determination. Betrayal delivered through authority misuse burned deep. Safety sacrificed for convenience. Strength gathered quietly. Mind planned next moves carefully. Truth still existed despite rejection, endurance mattered now. Walking onward through darkness forged resilience. Pain educated heart. Tomorrow demanded courage. Justice would require patience. This expulsion defined turning chapter, forging survivor, not victim. Cold pavement taught humility. Independence sprouted through necessity. Each breath steadied nerves. Memory recorded every detail. Future accountability became mission. Self-respect survived. Days stretched endlessly without contact, responses, acknowledgement. Attempts reached emptiness. Calls failed, messages unanswered, presence erased deliberately. Distance grew heavier than anger. Absence served punishment better than shouting. Residence remained occupied by others, comfort secured through deception. Exile forced simplicity, stripping life toward essentials. Possessions gone, routine broken, certainty dissolved. Integrity remained untouched. Facts lived quietly, waiting opportunity. Isolation strengthened focus. Each sunrise reinforced purpose. Hunger sharpened memory. Nights fostered planning. Evidence gathered slowly, patiently, privately. Confidence rebuilt through reflection, restraint, discipline. Lies required maintenance, honesty needed only time. Power imbalance reversed gradually. Quiet endurance unsettled perpetrators unknowingly. Conscience stirred elsewhere, unseen yet active. Stability shifted inward, not outward. Shelter came through resilience, not charity. Identity reclaimed beyond rejection. Justice began forming without noise. Persistence replaced pleading. Moral ground stayed firm. Truth matured unaltered. Stillness became shield, weapon, strategy. Weeks passed transforming pain into preparation. Eventually reckoning would arrive, unavoidable. Silence protected clarity. That emptiness taught independence. Strength learned solitude. Purpose crystallized. Waiting turned productive. Hope anchored resolve. Patience guarded sanity. Reality favored facts eventually. The long pause preceded impact. Change arrived through unexpected meeting inside modest office. Professional figure called Bryn offered patience, focus, neutrality. Careful listening replaced dismissal experienced earlier. Documents emerged gradually from boxes, pockets, memory. Paper trails aligned dates, amounts, ownership. Written exchanges revealed contradictions, pressure, manipulation. Patterns formed clearly, unmistakably. False narrative weakened under scrutiny. Confidence returned alongside validation. Process felt empowering, grounding, fair. Strategy replaced chaos. Calm replaced panic. Every item strengthened position steadily. Accountability approached reality. Deception lost grip. Responsibility shifted direction. Preparation advanced with precision. Past suffering gained purpose. Momentum built quietly, firmly. Truth assembled itself without exaggeration. Support felt genuine, professional, steady. Control returned through knowledge. Vindication felt closer than ever. Facts demanded recognition. Defense collapsed under weight. Future possibilities reopened cautiously. Strength deepened through clarity. Justice moved from concept toward certainty. That consultation marked pivot between victimhood and agency. Foundation laid for outcome ahead. Courage steadied nerves. Focus sharpened intent. Resolve crystallized completely. Timing mattered now. Next phase awaited confidently. Proceedings unfolded under formal scrutiny, impartial eyes weighing facts carefully. Record exposed contradictions, omissions, calculated deception. Authority shifted decisively. Former partner faced consequences previously denied. Credibility collapsed publicly. Assets reassigned, privileges reduced, certainty dismantled. Control slipped away permanently. Security fractured under judgment rendered. Reputation suffered quiet damage. Home no longer symbolized victory. Stability evaporated through rulings enforced. Regret surfaced too late. Realization dawned slowly, painfully. Loyalty misplaced demanded cost. Calm disappeared, replaced by unrest. Accountability reshaped future harshly. Outcome stunned observers. Balance restored through fairness applied. Vindication resonated internally. Closure approached without celebration. Loss mirrored earlier injustice reversed. Legal finality confirmed standing regained. Power dynamic corrected firmly. Decisions carried weight beyond finances. Consequences lingered daily. Authority once abused now restricted. Recognition arrived undeniably. Justice operated methodically. Silence broke through gavel's echo. Confidence strengthened through acknowledgement. Healing commenced gradually. Past dismissal overturned officially. That moment sealed transformation. Narrative shifted conclusively. Strength validated externally. Path ahead cleared ethically. Responsibility accepted unwillingly. Order restored through truth upheld. That ruling reshaped lives permanently. After judgment settled, consequences rippled inward sharply. Young instigator faced aftermath alone, influence gone, comfort reduced. Paternal figure unraveled emotionally, routines collapsing, certainty shattered. Appeals followed desperately, remorse voiced late. Pleas sounded hollow against history recorded. Damage extended beyond property toward spirit. Forgiveness felt unreachable. Wounds etched deep resisted repair. Accountability isolated both figures painfully. Understanding arrived only through loss endured. Control once exercised dissolved completely. Responsibility returned heavy, unavoidable. Awareness matured through suffering experienced firsthand. Regret lingered constantly, shadowing days, haunting nights. Healing proved impossible without honesty earlier denied. Past actions replayed endlessly, no rewind available. Relationships fractured irreversibly. Trust once broken resisted restoration. Guilt replaced entitlement. Shame replaced confidence. Lessons arrived cruelly, permanently. Reckoning reshaped perspectives harshly. Apologies failed bridging distance created. Consequences educated more effectively than warnings ever could. Emotional wreckage testified louder than words. Pain reflected mirror of prior harm inflicted. Sympathy felt undeserved. Closure remained distant. Acceptance required humility lacking before. Time offered reflection, not relief. Choices defined outcome conclusively. Responsibility settled squarely. Nothing returned former stability. That realization crushed remaining illusions. Damage measured internally proved greatest. Endurance shifted sides completely. Departure occurred quietly without spectacle, bitterness, triumph. Liberation felt internal, earned, permanent. Burdens lifted gradually, replaced by steadiness. Growth emerged through endurance, reflection, resolve. No shouting matched dignity reclaimed. Composure protected healing better than rage ever could. Integrity guided exit path forward. Strength matured through restraint practiced repeatedly. Freedom meant reclaiming identity beyond accusation, rejection, pain. Justice required patience, not cruelty. Vindication felt peaceful rather than loud. Closure arrived through acceptance, not revenge fantasies. Lessons carried forward shaped wiser boundaries. Confidence settled naturally, unforced, authentic. Past no longer dictated direction. Power returned through self-respect. Silence spoke volumes louder than confrontation. Victory existed within survival itself. Courage chose grace deliberately. Truth prevailed without manipulation. That outcome satisfied deeply. Life reopened gently, intentionally. New beginnings formed through clarity gained. Trust reserved carefully now. Calm replaced chaos permanently. Walking onward symbolized rebirth. Chains fell unnoticed. Balance restored internally. Strength no longer needed proof. Authentic peace replaced validation seeking. Final chapter closed softly. Future awaited freely, unafraid, grounded. Justice completed cycle fully. Truth stood alone, sufficient, undeniable. Do you think I made the right choice by walking away, or should I have offered another chance? Share your thoughts below, I'm curious. For more stories like mine, please subscribe, tap the notification bell, and stay with me for uploads.